We welcome you inside our broadcast booth, everybody, from the Wycomico Youth and Civic Center here in Salisbury, Maryland. I'm at present, Joseph Nasser alongside, and Joseph, a really talented Neumann-Goretti team, highly decorated, but perhaps an equally talented team from Dulaney here today.
Dulaney, a terrific team. Their guard, Ryan Conway, a sophomore guard, led their team in scoring in their game against St. George's yesterday. 30 points, 13 from 15 from the line. The guard matchup is going to be critical in this one.
No question about it. Meanwhile, in the backcourt for Neumann-Goretti, they're led by Chris Ings, a rider commit. 18 points per game for him. Yesterday had 11. They were actually led yesterday by Hakeem Bird, who poured in 15. Bird, elite quickness. You see him there with the red shoes on the outside.
Guards all around for Neumann-Goretti. You see on the screen right now, that's Chris Evans, the sharpshooter from outside. Guys who can do a lot of different things. Ings, 11 points, 5 and 5 assists and rebounds respectively. Had a late bucket to seal the deal for Goretti, a game that Goretti led early, then Gilman was able to battle their way back. But you said it, Hakeem Bird with his ability to get into the paint, 15 points, leading all scorers. And then Chris Evans, of course, the sharpshooter from the outside, had not attempted a field goal, a 2-point field goal before yesterday's game, made his first one, and 2 for 6 from the three-point line yesterday. He's going to be critical in this matchup.
Evans had 12 yesterday. Meanwhile, as we look at Dulaney, they're led by Ryan Conway, as you mentioned, with 30. Shea Evans Jr. also a pivotal player for them in the backcourt. He has 20 Division I offers here in his junior season and ranked as the 65th best player nationally, 5th in Maryland, according to Rivals for his class.
Shea Evans, a really highly touted prospect. He's your typical wing player that, you know, has got that length, size, stuffing the stat sheet in yesterday's game. He had 12.6 rebounds, 4 steals, 2 blocks. The one area, obviously, he needs to work on is that free throw shooting, 0 for 7 from the line, 39% entering this game, the Governor's Challenge, rather. But a highly touted prospect. There's a reason, as you mentioned, number 5 rated prospect. According to Rivals in the state of Maryland, 24/7 Sports has him as number 4, so he's a guy who's garnering a lot of attention. And Ryan Conway, the number 1 player in the state of Maryland in that 2021 class. 2 talented players for this Dulaney team, and this is going to be quite a battle here today.
Matt Lochte in his 15th season for the Lions says 4 of his 5 starters returning from a season ago, a veteran bunch for Lochte as we get into our keys to the game. And Joseph, let's start with Neumann-Goretti.
Neumann-Goretti, this is an opportunity, this tournament, an opportunity for them to continue to improve defensively. The teams that they're going to be seeing in this Governor's Challenge, the guard play that this Dulaney team has, it's going to be critical. Moving the ball around, getting it to all of their primetime players. We've talked about Ings, we've talked about Evans, and Bird, of course, the speedster there. And then team rebound. They don't have your prototypical 6'8", 6'9" post. It's going to be important to box out to create opportunities out there. And for Dulaney, they want to use that press to create turnovers. Use those turnover opportunities to score in transition and try to force tempo, try to dictate tempo, try to make this a high-scoring game. It's going to be the key for Dulaney.
It'll likely be their press against the guard play of Ings and Bird. That's the matchup to watch here in this one as we take a look at the Dulaney huddle. Here is their starting lineup. They keep it the same as it was yesterday in their 70-64 victory over St. George's. Again, Ryan Conway with 30 points. He scored 23 of them in the second half.
23 in the second half, 13 for 15 from the line. So him getting into the paint and finishing at the free throw line, that's going to be a big factor. And we can see Shea Evans, we talked about him, stat sheet stuffer. Cam Byers as well, 10 points, 5 for 7 from the field. And Ike Cornish, another player who's a terrific player, 14 points, 5 rebounds for them.
Byers, the only member of this starting lineup who was not amongst the 5 that were on the floor to start the year last year, and that's because he was not with the team, a transfer from John Carroll High School. So Byers, a junior, even though it's his first year in the starting lineup, as we now take a look at the starting 5 for Neumann-Goretti. And we talked about their backcourt yesterday. Hakeem Bird, who's being introduced right now, had 15 points. Ings at the free throw line, very impressive yesterday. You talked about the struggles for Evans. Ings is a guy who will knock it down, and he really closed out the game in the win yesterday, 68-65 over Gilman.
The stats don't pop off the page, but it's his competitiveness. He's fearless going to the basket, a guy who can make plays for his teammates, and he just carries himself with a certain type of swagger that I think this team feeds on. You mentioned the Rider University commit, senior guard, so they really adopt his personality.
Neumann-Goretti 5-1 on the season. Dulaney yet to lose so far this year, and it should be a good one. Just about ready to tip it off here in Salisbury. Cameron Young will jump center with Shea Evans. Dulaney in the red, Neumann-Goretti in the white, and the tip-off goes out of play. Lions will have the ball first. They'll move from left to right. This is Conway bringing it across the timeline. Only a sophomore, but very talented. He already has plenty of D1 offers. Evans driving down the lane, switches hands, and he drew the foul.
Too easy for Shea Evans. You see, just gliding effortlessly through the lane, the ability to finish, the long arms, and being able to get the hoop in the arm.
Evans, a junior with 20 Division I offers. As we take one more look. Hesitation move around the screen, and he converts the three-point play. DeCour Smith quickly the other way. Too strong off the backboard, and the rebound controlled by Cornish. Dulaney up 3-0 early. They lob it in. It's too tall for Cameron Byers. This is Bird to the rim. And blocking that one away was Ike Cornish.
Able to see the speed of Bird, though, in the open court. Semi-transition, attacking the basket.
Minute 40 gone by here, first quarter from Salisbury. Dulaney with a 3-0 lead, and one converted by Shea Evans. That's Ings with it. Gets it to Hall, who started to walk before he put the ball on the deck.
Evans' speed closing in on that pass there. He didn't get the steal, but you can see his ability, his quick twitch ability. He's going to make several plays today in those passing lanes.
Evans with it now. Jab step, drive and dish. Shot up and off the mark from Byers, and a foul called on the rebound. Or was it just out of play? Possession will stay with Dulaney.
Look, it bounced off the hands of Bird there. Talked about rebounding. It's going to be a big factor for this Neumann-Goretti team.
Evans showing off the handles. Smith saying step for step. Cornish has it taken away. In the open floor, Ings with the righty flush.
Chris Ings in transition. Showtime opportunity out there in the open court, showing off the athleticism.
1 point lead for Dulaney with the basketball. Now this is Ings defensively, and he's called for a hand check.
Called for the foul there, but you see the aggressiveness defensively, moving his feet, really frustrating Conway. He's going to have to do that. Conway is the head of the snake here, and a big-time factor for this Dulaney team.
This will be a fun matchup all afternoon long. We see it right here at center court. Conway, the sophomore, against Ings, the senior. Around a screen to Byers. Jump pass cross court. Extra pass up top. Conway the triple off the mark. Rebound in the corner, tracked down by Neumann-Goretti. Hall's alone up court. They get it to him. Extra pass. Smith lays it in at the 10.
Beautiful passing, executing in the fast break. All started by Bird. Ings being able to move the ball, find the open man, get the score.
Goretti with their first lead of the ball game. This is Evans in between the circles. Tries to split the double team. Ings pokes it away. Loose on the deck, a jump ball as Smith was able to fall on it. DeCour Smith, a bit of an off game yesterday in the victory over Gilman. Again, the final score 68-65. It was as wide as a 14-point margin, and then Neumann-Goretti let them back into the game a little bit, but Smith only with 6 points so far today. Has a bucket and has made a few hustle plays as well. Bird has it blocked away from behind.
Talk about Ja'Cour Smith, really the ideal role player at the high school level. Efficient shooting the ball. You see him diving on the floor. He's a pit bull type defender, so really nice player for this Neumann-Goretti team.
Smith feeding Ings, cutting down the lane, and he draws the foul. So Ings, a 72% free throw shooter, will head to the line. Ings, a 6-foot senior guard, headed to play collegiate ball at Ryder next season, and makes the first. One more look at his dunk from a sequence ago. For 6 feet, he gets pretty good elevation.
Neumann-Goretti's done a really nice job of getting out in transition, getting easy buckets, and that's a big reason. Now, scoring in the half court is going to be an emphasis, and be interesting to see how this develops over the course of the game.
Now it's Bird who gets the assignment against Conway. Back up top, it's a turnover. This is Young in transition. He'll throw it down.
Elevation there by Young, and all 7.
Timeout taken by Dulaney.
All 3 of the field goals for Neumann-Goretti have come on the fast break. Dulaney has to do a better job of staying disciplined, but how about Neumann-Goretti? When they get out in the open court, they explode.
Matt Lochte in his 15th season, and impressively, he's kept the same coaching staff for all 15 years. That's not something you see very often at the high school level, but so often you talk about consistency in terms of players, but a staff being all on the same page for 15 years is very impressive, as you watch Cameron Young in transition from a moment ago.
Chris Ings had the transition tomahawk dunk. Young said, "I'll take that and raise you one." Explosive ability, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Dulaney, with coaching staffs, you typically see if a team has success, other teams are going to want to take on those coaches, but incredible. They've been able to keep the same staff together, and 4 of the 5 starters from last season's team for the first time in their program.
Dulaney led it 3-0. They now trail 7-3. Evans turns down the screen. Euro step down the lane, missed the shot. And Hall rips away the rebound. Neumann-Goretti looking to run again. Hall dishes for Ings. He'll peel back. 4:30 to play first quarter. They weave it on the outside. Young the triple. He connects from 3.
I really like Hall's game. A combo forward, a guy who has the ability to put the ball on the floor, make plays for his teammates. There he found Young for the corner 3.
It's a 10-0 run for Neumann-Goretti. Cornish for Conway. Scoop shot, contact, and a late whistle. An offensive foul to call.
Good job by Ja'Cour Smith. We talked about him just filling in all the blanks for this Neumann-Goretti team. They're able to get positioning under the basket, drawing the offensive foul.
Referee is waiting for a wipe of the floor. We saw a moment ago the graphic at the bottom of the screen. Carl Arigel, in his 21st season for the Saints, has 40-plus players who have played at the collegiate level. Ings will add to that list. There will be a couple more from this group who will join him. Hall and Young both with interest. Smith as well. This is Smith, the drive and dish. Hall, no-look pass. Extra pass up top. Ings, the triple, around and out. That was one of the best passing sequences we have seen from Goretti in this tournament.
Lackadaisical press, though. We talked about the importance for Dulaney to use that pressure to create turnovers, but really not a lot of movement, not a lot of hands up, so it'll be interesting to see how that develops, but like you said, Goretti able to move through with ease and generate a good open look.
Young swats it away on the Cornish take, and was last touched by Dulaney. Latrell Harper into the ball game. Cole McGee also on the floor as Matt Lochte tries to switch it up and get something going. His team scoring their first look at the bucket and have not been able to find Twine since. Young from the corner drains another one.
Terrific ball movement. That was spurred by Bird getting into the paint, swinging the ball around, getting the open corner three-point shot.
Cameron Young with 8 of his team's first 13. Conway looking for the answer. Around and out. Harper driving baseline, knocked away. And here comes Hall. Young taking it hard to the rim. Contact, no call. And now Harper looking to run. In transition, Dulaney finally gets back on the board.
Job executing on the fast break there. Hall thought he got fouled.
Jalen Amoruso with the bucket. Conway looking to put the pressure on all the way to the tin. Scoop shot falls.
Silky smooth there by Conway. Semi-transition, able to get into the paint and unleash the lefty layup. Sweet move.
Three-quarter court pressure. Saints able to break it. Smith from the wing. Nothing but net.
53.3-point shooter is Smith coming into the tournament. And he's a guy who's done a little bit of everything. We saw him take the charge, defend the top of the zone. He's done a really nice job here early today.
Hall takes it away from Harper on the drive and draws the foul in the process. Neumann-Goretti out to a 16-7 lead here with 1:45 to play in the opening quarter.
Seeing Evans check in for the first time. They've got to watch out Dulaney does for his shooting ability. He's a guy who can absolutely stroke it.
Chris Evans, the sophomore sharpshooter, wearing number 10. He has the ball right now. They work against this three-quarter court pressure. Evans draws the double team. They get it back up top and Bird. Ings with it now. 13 to shoot. Ings to Smith. He'll peel back. 7 on the timer for Bird. Evans from the corner. Grazes the front rim. Loose ball on the deck and a traveling violation called as Byers rolled over.
Nice defensive sequence there for Dulaney. Unable to close the deal, though, as you mentioned, Byers with the travel.
So a fresh shot clock for the inbound of the Saints. Into Smith. He'll pop it from distance. Off front rim. And a run out for Dulaney. Korish, touch pass. Nicely done for Evans. He lost it on his way to the bucket. And it will stay on that end of the floor as Young was unable to save it.
Beautiful instincts, though, there by Korish with the touch pass. Neumann-Goretti did a nice job getting back, but nice creativity.
Cameron Amoruso back on the floor. He'll trigger the inbound. To Korish. Hop step. Tried to feed one through underneath. It's knocked out of play. Fans, join in the conversation on Facebook. Let us know who you think will win today's game. Also, let us know where you're watching from. We'll shout you out during our broadcast here tonight. Minute to go, first quarter. 16-7. Neumann-Goretti on top. Jumper from Korish off the mark. Put back is blocked away. Into the ball game. This is Basim Cooper. Back to Ings at the bucket. .11 lead now. Before the shot, a whistle. And a foul on the floor. .35 seconds to play. Fresh shot clock for Dulaney. Amoruso will inbound. Off the hands of Conway, a turnover.
This Dulaney team looks a little unsettled. You see there the unforced error Earlier, Evans had the fadeaway jumper that hit the rim. Just got to settle in. Starts here with this defense. Use this defense to generate offense. See right here, opportunity.
Byers, coast to coast, draws the foul at the rim.
These are the opportunities we're talking about. They've got big athletic wings. Byers, nice job using the Euro step to get to the basket for the foul. Slowly chip away at this Neumann-Goretti lead.
Byers hits the first. He's a very good free throw shooter at 86% on the season. One more look at that transition bucket from Chris Ings. Second free throw up and good for Byers. McGee back on the floor along with Jalen Amoruso and Latrell Harper. Shot clock turned off, 18 seconds to play. Smith trying to break down the pressure. Gets it forward to Ings. McGee went for the steal, came up empty. 7 seconds to go, first quarter. Ings to operate. Hop step down the lane into traffic. And that's how the first quarter will come to a close. The defense converging on Ings, unable to dish it off in time. But Neumann-Goretti well in front, 18-9 after 8 minutes of play. Back with the second quarter after this timeout. You're watching NFHS Network Hoops live on Facebook Watch. If you've been with us this tournament, we've talked about the growth from a 4-school tournament at its infancy to 120 teams today, and a lot of that has to do with this crew from DMV Elite, led by Marcus Helton. They've joined in sponsoring this event. They've attracted teams from all across the nation. Give them a follow on Twitter for all the latest in terms of top prospects from across the nation. 18-9, Neumann-Goretti leading Dulaney after a quarter of play. Along with Yosef Nasser, I'm Matt Present, live from Salisbury, Maryland. Glad to have you with us. Day 3 of this 4-day event. Korish, bounce pass down low, easy finish for Byers. Byers has 4. Saints break the pressure, blocked away. Shea Evans out of nowhere.
See the athleticism, ability to recover there for Shea Evans. Did a nice job breaking that press with the cross-court pass, but Evans with that length and his ability to close in, able to make a nice defensive play.
All around the screen. Skip pass to Bird. Right back to Hall. 10 to shoot for Ings. Drive and dish. Young the triple. Off front rim. We've seen Young already step outside a couple of times today. Yesterday in the game against Gilman did most of his damage on the interior. Evans on the left wing. Watched by Bird. He'll give it to Conway. 15 on the clock. Evans eyes it, flies it, makes it.
Nice stroke there by Evans from the perimeter.
6 in the game for Shea Evans. It's back to a 4-point lead. Hall cut off baseline, lost it, and they'll say it was touched by Cornish. Far side referee asking for time. Not sure what we're waiting on here, but if you want to get involved in the conversation, join us on Facebook. Comment where you're watching from, who you're rooting for in this one. Dulaney and Neumann-Goretti as Ings gets it on the inbound. Bird, the kick out. Hall off the mark from distance. Jakor Smith cleans up the second chance bucket.
Seen Jakor Smith all over the place. Taking charges, offensive rebounding, putbacks, ability to hit three-point shots. Just such a versatile player, a real glue guy for this team. And what did Coach say to you? Really a quiet, lead by example type of guy.
No question about it. He is a captain, but not the vocal leader that many in that same role are. but he's a rugged, solid high school player as described by Carl Arigel, and also an improved shooter. Cornish going one-on-one on the outside. Pass picked off. Up ahead for Ings.
Tomahawk slam there by Ings. Explosive player. You knew that was coming when he was coming down the court. Good defense leads to offense there for Neumann-Goretti.
Ings has 7. Lead back to 8. Spin move by Cornish, and he's called for traveling.
And you have to think Ryan Conway, 30-point performance yesterday. Ings is well aware of the pedigree. This player wants to show not only him, this Dulaney team, what he's capable of.
Dulaney continues to pressure full court. So far, Neumann-Goretti has not had any trouble breaking it. Smith drove into traffic and lost it, a turnover. Here's the matchup, Evans against Ings. Conway now watched by Smith. 5 versus 5. Byers has it knocked away from behind, but Young commits the foul.
Young tried to go over the back there to deflect the entry pass into the post.
Meanwhile, on the other court, I just looked up and Central Point hit one from almost mid-court.
We had that Central Point game 2 days ago, first day of the tournament, where they dominated Veritas Prep.
Taking a look at that Central Point bunch, and they have several players on that team that all played together on the Puerto Rican national team, U17 level, that won bronze at the World Basketball Invitational.
We're going to see their coach, Omar Gonzalez, in the game following this one, Lincoln Bulldogs coach.
Lincoln taking on Veritas coming up after the conclusion of this one as Shea Evans steps to the free throw line and misses.
That free throw shooting ability, that's going to be his swing skill as he continues to develop. You can see that he's got the size. He's got the ability to make plays like he almost did right there.
Conway ends up with it to Evans. Mid-range jumper off the mark, and Ings tracks down the loose ball. Ings into the front court. 22-14. Under 5 minutes to play in the half. Goretti with the weave on the exterior. Drive and dish. Ings for 3. Buries it. 10 in the game for Chris Ings. And a timeout asked for by Matt Lochte.
That was created by the dribble penetration of Jordan Hall, a forward, but able to put the ball on the floor, draw 2 defenders, and kick it out to Ings, who's able to close the deal for Goretti.
Talked about the 40-plus players that have gone on to play collegiately for Neumann-Goretti. There also have been a number recently for Dulaney as we take one last look at that Ings dunk from a couple of possessions ago in transition. He's thrown down a couple here in the first half. But some of the alums from Dulaney include Will Darley, who graduated from UMBC last spring after scoring 1,000-plus points for the Retrievers, including 93 pointers his senior season.
Wow.
Jair Williams, also a senior at Widener currently, and Isaiah Lamb in his senior season at Marist, up in Poughkeepsie, New York. Now we look at some of the notable alum on the Neumann-Goretti side. Demir Cosby Roundtree, a national championship ring last spring with Villanova, this year averaging 6 points and 7.5 rebounds per game.
Quade Green, currently at Kentucky, but has mentioned that he's looking to transfer, and then the 2 Syracuse alums, Scoop Jardine and Rick Jackson, the big man.
Both Syracuse guys played professionally in the D-League, internationally as well. Shea Evans deep from three. And you mentioned Quade Green. He actually, just a week ago, announced that he will take his talents to Washington.
Good player. I mean, with a team like Kentucky, they're bringing in elite guard prospects every single year. Washington's a nice landing spot for Green.
Evans penetrates and kicks it out. 14 to shoot. Cooper back to Ings. Skip pass to Hall. Hall thought about it, now takes it and makes it. Deep three, NBA range, and Jordan Hall connects.
It's in the playmaking from Hall. There we see the outside shot.
Neumann-Goretti might not have a true back-to-the-basket player, but even their bigs can shoot it well from distance.
Well, it's the modern game we've talked about over the course of this tournament. As you see Hall there handling, they trust him to bring the ball up the court.
Evans made up his mind. The passing lane closed, and he turns it over. Cornish picks it off.
It's fun watching Ings defensively when an opposing player tries to put the ball on the floor and drive. He shakes his head no, as if, no, you're not getting past me. He's done that against Evans. Did that there. Good contest.
Ings helped off, allowed for an open look, but Byers missed it. Now Cooper up ahead on the break. Lays it off for Young, who finishes with the right.
Unselfish play there by Cooper. Good awareness to find the man under the basket for the easy layup.
Young had 9 in the ball game yesterday. Ari is 10 today in the first half as Conway's shot goes in and out. Slow start to the floor for him after a 30-point performance a day ago. Pick and pop for Ings. 3 ball short off front rim. Looks like he might have gotten contacted a little bit on that release. Into Byers. And Byers will finish as Hall went for the block.
Nice decisive inbounds pass, but got to get back. Somebody has to cover if you're going to press. Able to recover.
Trailing is Young, and he buries a triple. Young has 13 in the opening half.
He's done it all. He's shown the athleticism on the wing, ability to shoot from the perimeter, making plays defensively. Nice all-around performance.
They look to go right back into Byers, who draws the foul around the elbow. 4th team foul against Neumann-Goretti.
We talk about Neumann-Goretti not having that traditional post player. Young, a guy, kind of that prototype athlete on the wing who can make plays. We've seen the shooting ability, and Hall, the playmaker, a really nice player as well. Seen him create opportunities, particularly for Ings, with his ball handling ability, and saw him hit an outside jumper of his own.
I had the fouls backwards. It was actually the 7th team foul, so they're in the 1-and-1 situation. Byers at the line. And misses on the first. Even off the miss, Dulaney pressuring in the backcourt. And a 10-second violation. Not sure why the lack of urgency was there that time for the Saints.
I'm just as surprised as you were, Matt. It didn't look like the pressure was superimposing. Just, as you mentioned, lack of urgency. Looked like Ings could have gotten past the timeline, but pressure works there for Dulaney. Well, it looks like Neumann-Goretti is set to inbound.
Must have been an issue with the game clock or shot clock. That's all I can think of in that situation.
You have to.
They're running the shot clock down right now in stadium to 18. Now the referee's discussing. Wish I had a better explanation, but it will stay with the Saints. Harper, Jalen Amoruso, and Cole McGee back on the floor for Dulaney. We have not seen much of the bench. Hasim Cooper is in there, but it's been about it for Carl Aragel. This is Bird, drive and dish. Young red hot, makes another one. 16 in the first half for Cameron Young. And the junior has been lethal inside and out.
It's all about the dribble penetration by Bird. On that play, Ings has been able to get in the paint. Hall as well, creating open perimeter shots for their teammates.
Nice finish by the undersized Harper down the lane. 36-18. Neumann-Goretti doubling up Dulaney with 45 seconds left to play. Crossover from Bird. Young one more time. That time he's long on it. And the rebound controlled by Dulaney. There's the quickness that you see from Bird. And Conway called for traveling. Conway yet to get it going offensively, Joseph, so far for the Lions.
Well, Chris Ings and Bird, their ability to move their feet, they're so quick. They've made it really tough on him. And the fact that they don't have the traditional post, as we mentioned, Neumann-Goretti, but they've got wings who can step out and guard the perimeter as well. So made it really tough on him.
Timeout taken by Dulaney. As we once again get a look inside either huddle. And here's the nice footwork down the lane a moment ago from Latrell Harper.
Or the
would you call that a teardrop or a floater?
We've had this argument, is there a difference between a teardrop and a floater? I tend to think they're the same thing. If I had to get, that looked a little like the George Gervin finger roll, though. So I don't know. I don't know how to categorize that, but a sweet move nonetheless.
36-18. Some of the folks in our production crew last night were having that very conversation after day 2 in the tournament.
When I think teardrop, the first time I heard that term, Tony Parker with the San Antonio Spurs, Steph Curry has adopted it, and a few other players as well, but I feel like that was more of the classic finger roll by George Gervin.
Just about a second difference, shot clock and game clock, and Evans took a step before putting the ball on the deck.
Nice job by Dulaney running Evans off of the three-point line.
Dulaney now can hold for the final shot with 20 seconds to play. Looking to trim into the deficit before halftime. And a foul called away from the ball, it looks like. Either that or a clock issue. The referee on the far side that you see on your screen was the one to stop play. And with 12 seconds, Dulaney will inbound from under the Saints basket. Shea Evans gets it to fall. 7 seconds left. Smith picks up his dribble. Ings, extra pass with one. Oh, no good. And after one half of play, Neumann-Goretti out to a 16-point lead, 36-20, led by 16 from Cameron Young.
Young's been absolutely terrific, shooting the ball from distance, making plays on the wing, and defensively, a very versatile player. Big performance from him.
Shea Evans and company looking for halftime adjustments. We'll talk through them as well when we return. You're watching NFHS Network Hoops live on Facebook Watch. Just off the mark at the buzzer.
Jalen Rucker was a key catalyst for getting Gilman back into that game. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, but a three-point shot short of pulling off, obviously not the win. It would have tied the game, sent it to overtime, but impressive performance nonetheless from Rucker.
And really that entire team yesterday for Gilman, you have to give them credit. They were playing down 3 different players and were able to hang with it all throughout. Here's a look at Shea Evans getting a bucket towards the end of the first half of play. Evans, however, rather quiet in the game. Just 6 points in the first half.
I think another key is Conway, Ryan Conway. Neumann-Goretti's done a nice job shutting him down. 2 assists to 4 turnovers for him. They've done a nice job frustrating him.
Cameron Young led all first half scores with 16. He misses his first look here in the second half.
Young was exceptional, 16 points in total, 4 for 6 from behind the three-point arc. Another guy who really stood out to me, Jordan Hall, only 3 points, but 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, so really making a big-time impact in this game.
Neumann-Goretti looks like they've switched up their defense to almost a box-and-one or aggressive 2-3 zone. Evans gets the shooter's roll from the outside. Bird up ahead to Young. They break the pressure. We mentioned Young and what he's done offensively. He also does have 3 fouls, so watch out for that as we move along. Good rotation on the outside. This is Hall. Hesitation move, baseline, reverse layup.
Beautiful hesitation move, faking the spin, going baseline, and reverse layup. Terrific move by Hall.
5 points in the game for Hall. Joseph, what would you call this defense? It's almost like a 1-1-3.
I think the box and one, although it's like almost a diamond triangle, it's really quite interesting, and I think it's designed to limit ball pressure into the paint.
Man-to-man up top and zone on the back end. Interesting design. It's not quite a box and one, not quite a triangle and two, but does look like it has both man and zone components. Steal by Jakor Smith. Up ahead to Bird. And the pass too hot to handle for Ings on the break.
Too strong on the pass there. It was a 3-on-1 opportunity. Bird a little over eager there on the pass to Ings, but the ball pressure doing a nice job. This defense doing a nice job generating turnovers.
Cornish to Evans. They work it around Conley. Get it to the elbow, and Byers floats it home.
Well, to get the ball inside there, but we talked about the defense, and the interesting thing it does, it limits ball penetration and makes it tough for post players as well.
Smith drains the 3 in transition. They break the pressure, and he gets an open look. 10 in the game for Jakor Smith. Ings also with 10, and we mentioned Young with 16.
And I think the reason we're seeing this defense from Neumann-Goretti is they don't believe that Dulaney can hit perimeter shots. Only 1 for 5 in the first half, as we mentioned, as Bird with the quickness to get the bucket.
Bird's first bucket of the game. He had 15 yesterday, but this is a Neumann-Goretti team where different guys can contribute at different days. They don't rely on any one guy specifically. Bird with the tight defense up top. Hall comes to help. Corner 3, Byers. He connects.
That's what they're going to need to do. Hit those open shots from the perimeter. Byers does a nice job there. You highlighted Bird as a guy who really stood out to you in yesterday's game. Maybe the stats for the first half don't pop off the page, but his feet are so quick. His ability to fill the wing, he's been disruptive, even though it might not necessarily be reflected in the stat sheet. And this is a group that gets it done by committee.
And Joseph, the area I think he's had the biggest impact here today is breaking the 3-quarter court pressure. As we say hello to Stan Esposito, watching from Langhorne, Pennsylvania. He's rooting on the Philadelphia Catholic League and at Neumann-Goretti more specifically. But we talk about the play of Bird and what he does, just navigating the pressure and getting it up ahead. Shout out to Sean Comfort. And it's just that ball handling ability. The press has not created the turnovers, and it has given up buckets in transition.
Not at all. They've limited Conway's ability to do anything, and the speed of these guards, Ings, Bird, and the playmaking of a guy like not Evans, Jordan Hall has been really terrific as well.
Joey O'Dwyer, also a former player of Coach Lochte, now playing college ball and tuning into his alma mater. Thanks so much for all who have taken some time out of your day to pull us up and watch. It's been a very successful tournament.
Really amazing. We talked about DMV Elite and Marcus Helton. Also, James Simmons, the tournament director, has been terrific and really growing this past 4 or 5 years doing so.
He deserves a ton of credit for taking this to the national stage, and it's amazing. Wicomico County has created an entire department in their tourism and entertainment sector to just work year-round on this very tournament.
Joey, we'll give you that. Joey, we will give you that shout out. So he didn't give you that alumni shout out. We appreciate you tuning in here this afternoon.
Ings the triple off back iron. And Joey, don't blame Coach Lochte. That was I who put together some of the alumni stuff.
So we pay close attention. It's another bucket there for Byers.
So Byers, with the defense switching to the zone look, has been able to capitalize a couple of buckets from the elbow in.
Got Smith wide open in the corner there. Evans, nice job shading over that way.
Skip pass to Smith. Driving, spinning, tough shot, fades and leaves it short.
Ill-advised shot there over the outstretched arm of Evans. Forcing the issue a bit.
Cornish up top for Evans. Now Conway will come to collect. He'll set up the offense. Evans lost it, got it back. Turnaround shot in traffic, an air ball. Amoruso came up with it and draws the foul.
I am so impressed with Ings' competitiveness on the defensive end, taking the challenge of guarding Conway, fresh off a 30-point game, being able to limit him, and this offense run through Conway's ability to get to the line, make plays for his teammates. Nice job defensively against him.
Byers again can't get the roll, but he'll head to the line for a pair of free throws.
Byers has been the lone guy for this Dulaney team who's been consistently able to get it going. We saw him hit the corner three. He's been able to make plays in the paint.
Byers with 13 of Dulaney's 29.
And if you can't get penetration in the paint through dribble penetration, entering into the post to Byers is a way to generate some type of offense for this Dulaney team.
So look at Byers, who was also in double figures yesterday against St. George's. And good on 1 of 2. Neumann-Goretti continues to face the pressure. Young whips it onto court 2.
Ambitious pass there by Young. Trying to hit Evans. Evans is a marksman, but made that pass with one hand in the air, cross court. Tough pass to make for the best of passers at the high school level.
We talked about that the pressure didn't cause many turnovers in the first half. There is one here. Evans going to work against Smith. And called for carrying as he spins on his way to the rim. Young will come to get the inbound. Ings now directing traffic. Nearly a 10-second call. Ings the drive and dish. Smith skip pass, now to Hall. And Young took too many steps.
Beautiful ball movement on that play. Started by Ings being able to get in the paint. Fortunately, Young took too many steps, but all 5 players got a touch on that possession.
This is our 5th game on the air in the last 3 days. We'll have number 6 coming up after this one. But if there's one most common mistake at the high school level that I've seen, at least at this tournament, it's shooters who take 2 steps before dribbling.
Now, you wonder why that is. Is it maybe not called, enforced as heavily at the AAU level as we see a 3-point shot by Conway? I don't know. It's a good observation there by you, Matt. I was guilty of it in our pickup game that we had 2 days ago. So
it happens to the best of us.
It happens to the best of us indeed. But I wouldn't call myself the best of us in terms of basketball.
Ings draws the foul. So Chris Ings heading to the free throw line. We mentioned a moment ago that Neumann-Goretti, part of the Philadelphia Catholic League. They've won 10 Catholic League titles under Carl Arigale, and made it to 15 championship games, and they've also been permitted to play in the state tournament. They've won the last 5. That's the most consecutively in Pennsylvania state tournament history. They've also won 8 of their last 10 state titles, one of the most decorated programs in the nation.
Been absolutely dominant, and you can see why with the performance they've put on display here, not only today's game, but game yesterday against Gilman. Players that complement each other, play hard, play with passion. Done a really nice job.
Byers steps out and knocks it down.
Byers, the one guy who's been able to get it going, hit a 3 from that corner spot. That was a long 2, able to make plays in the place. Nice pass there over to Evans in the corner.
Evans draws the foul as it was one Evans guarding another. Shea tagged with the personal. And a timeout taken by Neumann-Goretti. Coming up in the second game today, immediately following this one, it will be Veritas Prep against Lincoln Academy. First time we're seeing the Bulldogs in the tournament. They're coming off a win yesterday against Abraham Lincoln, 63-56. And for many, it will be a preview of a couple of teammates playing in the SEC next year. For Mississippi State, we've talked about Iverson Molinar over the last couple of days, but he'll be going up against a 4-star Mississippi State commit in Elias King.
Elias King, one of the headliners of the tournament. Molinar and Veritas Prep, tough game against Central Point in the opening day of the tournament, losing by a significant margin, but be able to turn things around, particularly in that second half of yesterday's game. And Molinar was really the catalyst, making several explosive dunks in transition. 26 points for him. Stefan Gabriel, another impact player with 15, so really able to get it together. It'll be interesting to see how they perform in this game coming up.
Game 2 yesterday, they were without Ishmael Cruz. We'll see if he's able to suit up later on tonight.
Of course, that game coming against Legacy, Veritas able to pull away in that one.
2 minutes to go, third quarter. Neumann-Goretti up on Dulaney, 43-35. Kings bounce pass to Young. Off the mark on the corner triple. Here's Conway, he'll hand to Cornish. Cornish working on Evans. To Byers down low. Cut off baseline, he'll dish it to the wing. Reversing for Conway. And he connects. Conway's starting to heat up. He's now got 8, a couple of triples here in the third quarter.
Able to utilize that shot clock to get an open shot, but even still, Evans, nice job with the contest. Able to score over a really tough defense, but credit Conway for making that shot.
Not sure what caused the stoppage of play, but Basim Cooper will check in place of Cameron Young, who heads to the bench. Evans to Hall. Pump fake, steps in, knocks down the long 2.
I'm so impressed by Jordan Hall. He's shown really the entire repertoire with his passing, his shooting. He plays at his own pace, which is really impressive, and using his long arms there to make a play.
Here's Hall again, and lays it in. Jordan Hall now with 9 in the game.
Hall recently had a chance to see on Twitter, picked up an offer from Robert Morris. Credit Ari Rosenfield on the reporting there.
LaSalle also heavily interested in Hall. 38 seconds to play and free throws coming.
I just love watching playmaking forwards, guys who can play the wing but also can put the ball on the deck, and Hall has really shown that today. Such a patient player, doesn't ever get rushed, and he's really impressed as part of this Neumann-Goretti team.
Not a free throw, but an inbound, but drawing the foul before the shot is Evans. He's shaking his head. He wanted the and one.
Looks like they're going to call it on the floor there.
.35 seconds to go, 5-second differential, shot clock and game clock as we wind down the third quarter. Byers has it knocked away by Hall, and it went off the leg of Byers.
Good job by Hall using his length to frustrate Byers and poke that ball away off of the leg of Byers.
The Saints with a 9-point lead and the basketball. Shot clock turned off.
Nobody looking at Evans in the corner, see if they can get it his way.
All again off the pump fake. Now Evans. Basim Cooper with it, 10 to play. Chris Ings penetrates, hangs, draws the foul.
About the ability of Ings to hang in the air as he tried to finish that shot, willing his way to the free throw line late here in this third quarter.
Ings with an empty trip, 0 for 2. His last time to the charity stripe. 72% shooter on the season. And he's missed his last 3. Another look at that last take by Ings. Shifting the ball around to prevent the block. Still able to get a pretty good look at the rim.
The hang time, as I mentioned, just being able to stay in the air amongst bodies and draw that contact. Big time piece of his game.
Ings makes it a 10-point lead. 2 seconds to play. They try to get it to Byers. Intercepted. Cooper the heave, and it's off the mark.
Nearly an unbelievable highlight there, intercepting the pass, and last-ditch effort tried to put it up from 3. Dulaney's done a nice job cutting into this lead, 18-11 here in the third quarter. They've got to put together another run in order to get the win here.
Neumann-Goretti ahead by 10. Fourth quarter on the other side of the break. You're watching NFHS Network Hoops live on Facebook Watch. Back here in Salisbury, along with Yosef Nasser, I'm Matt Present. Glad you can join us here as Neumann-Goretti holds a 10-point lead, 48-38 through 3 quarters against Dulaney. Looking to hand the Lions their first loss of the season, a perfect 5-0 start. Dulaney last year lost in the regional final of the Maryland State playoffs to Perry Hall as Shea Evans knocks it down from the free throw line, and Perry Hall, the eventual state champion. So if you're going to go down early, lose to the team that wins it all. Evans with the deflection.
Take a look at
Conway lost it. Second chance effort, and Evans is upended. Basim Cooper left his feet and is still down in pain. The NFHS Network is your place for high school sports. Basketball lives here. Watch live regular season action and championships across 40 states. And of course, tournaments like these here at the Governor's Classic.
Shea Evans has been a little quiet in this game, but I like the way that they were able to have him flash for the mid-range jumper and get him to the line here as they attempt to cut into this Neumann-Goretti lead.
You mentioned the free throw struggles for Evans. 39% entering the tournament, and I don't think he's made one yet here at the Governor's Challenge.
39%, 0 for 7 in yesterday's game. An impressive athlete, a young man still growing into his body. We've seen flashes of his potential. You have to think he's going to continue to develop that shot.
He did make one free throw earlier, so 1 for 5. 1 for 12 overall in the tournament. 8-point game. Hall top of the key. Spinning and dishing. Evans for 3. That's off the mark. A very good three-point shooter. Unable to connect there. Shea Evans lost his defender. No look pass. Amaruso in traffic, and Chris Evans comes away with the takeaway. Smith lets it fly, missed it long. Lids on both ends of the floor on the baskets. Back to the zone. Conway off the mark.
That shot's going to be there. Conway able to hit three. Nice pass.
It was. Ings up ahead. Smith draws the foul.
Threading the needle there. Ings over there to Smith. Beautiful pass. Conway heads to the bench. How about Smith running the floor and being rewarded? Beautiful vision there by Ings to make that pass.
Not an easy pass to make through the air. Bouncing it was the right play, but it adds it another dimension of difficulty. Once again, Matt Lochte using his trio of subs, Harper, Amoruso, that's Jalen, and Cole McGee. And Smith converts on the three-point play. He's got 13. 11-point margin now. Harper with it. Looking to get it inside, nothing there. Cornish with 8 to shoot. Into McGee. Harper swings for Conway. Off the pump fake, lets it fly, knocks down the triple.
How about the soft touch there by Conway? Shows, goes, and is able to put up the shot. Ideally would have been behind the three-point line, but they'll take the 2 points regardless.
51-43. Hall from the corner. That's off back iron, and rebound ripped down by Cornish. Conway in between the circles. McGee, give and go with Harper. Shake and bake, baseline drive and dish. Conway again, this time for three.
Conway on fire in the second half, hitting a lot of perimeter jumpers, 3 3-pointers in the half.
He's got 13, and you get a sense that if Dulaney is going to mount a comeback, it's going to be on his shoulders. Hall for the answer. That's no good. Rebound tipped out, and last touch by Evans.
How about Dulaney mounting this comeback? This was a 16-point game at half, only down by 5 here, and Conway has been the catalyst.
Just a quick breather for Byers, Evans, and they're back on the floor. I think Cam Amoruso as well. He is. 51-46. Byers drawing contact, wave off the shot. Almost think if you're Dulaney, 1-and-1 opportunity now for Byers. You want to run pick and roll action with him and Conway.
So those have been the two guys who have been able to get the job done for Dulaney here today.
No good on the free throw. Is Young able to track it down? He led the way in the first half. Loose ball. And a foul, not a tie-up, but a foul as Young reached in. That's 4.
You have to love that hustle there for Amoruso, Jalen, and teammate Conway trying to keep his cool, try to keep him composed in that moment.
I think the referees are now going to get together. I thought that was the right call. Certainly didn't look like dual possession. I believe that would be 4 fouls, though, on Young.
So actually,
but it might be his 5th, the way he just took off his jersey.
I believe it was his 3rd. The stat sheet that we received at halftime had him listed as 3. The updated stat sheet we received after the third quarter has him at 2. Hakeem Bird has 4 fouls, so that's something to monitor for Neumann-Goretti, and Young looks to be out on the court. It looks like discussing potential technicals. I wonder what the conversation is going with those referees at center court, but Amoruso is to be headed to the line.
One official reporting the findings to the scores table. Shea Evans there with his hands on his hips trying to figure out what the ruling is, and a bunch of players crowded around midcourt like you mentioned, a technical situation might be the result. Matt Lochte getting an explanation. And Amoruso will be awarded free throws.
Amoruso, of course, with the steal. Something after, maybe it was something he said, Young took exception to it and retaliated, and results in Amoruso taking the technical free throws.
We'll see if they enforce anything here or not. Technically, Neumann-Goretti is in violation. They're on this side of midcourt, but he made both free throws anyway. So he'll get 2 free throws now for the foul.
This is huge for Dulaney. They were down 5 before this whole situation took place, and now potentially cutting the lead to 2. It's going to stick at 3.
So 2 of 4 at the line, but Dulaney will keep possession. Neumann-Goretti held a big lead yesterday, double figures, and let Gilman come back, and as we saw in the highlight at the end of the third quarter, nearly have a chance to go to overtime. The lead here now trimmed to 3. They were up by 12. Amoruso to Conway in between the circles. 16 to shoot. Conway crossing over against Ings all the way to the rim. Count it, and the foul.
Terrific job by Conway being able to get to the line against the tough defensive Ings. Didn't see the help there. And Conway hyping up his teammates with a chance to tie the game here.
One more look.
Terrific
Must
move
have been
by
some
Conway.
lower body contact. I didn't see a whole lot up top. No good on the three-point play. Offensive rebound. Amoruso, they'll reset. Conway guarded by Evans. Mismatch here. Hesitation move. Conway ducks under. Free throw line jumper around and out. Evans, put back, no. And Hall tips it out ahead. Bird in transition to the rim. Draws the foul.
How about the speed of Bird in the open court? Offensive rebounding opportunities. Dulaney was unable to capitalize. Goes the other way, and Bird has a chance to extend this lead here in the fourth quarter.
Missed opportunity there for Shea Evans right at the basket on the putback. That's one you know he would like to have back, especially in a tight game. Bird 1 for 2 at the line.
Of course, a terrific game yesterday. 15 points, 3 for 8 from three-point line. Not as active here today offensively, but defensively, his ability has really helped this team.
Cornish with the hoop in the harm.
About Cornish lowering the shoulder, willing his way to the line. In a tight-knit game, Cornish coming up with big play.
We'll see how much longer Chris Evans sticks on the floor. A very talented shooter, but he's been unable to get it going from distance, and on the last couple of defensive possessions, they have attacked him all the way to the rim. Free throw good from Cornish, his first points of the game. Evans remains in there. Ings and Bird break the pressure. 3.5 minutes to go in the game. Hall with it up top, now Bird. Bird to the rim, draws the foul.
Terrific job by Bird, putting the pedal on the gas once he turned the corner, exploding, getting his way to the free throw line.
As we wind down action here today, we want you to weigh in on who this game's MVP is. Comment on Facebook and join in on the conversation. Help us pick a winner at the end of the game. Bird no good on the first of 2, and Evans will exit in favor of Basim Cooper.
In terms of that MVP conversation, I think Conway, with what he's been able to do in the second half, if Dulaney's able to get the victory, hold on to a lead, has to certainly be in consideration.
Conversely, in the first half for Neumann-Goretti, it was Cameron Young who scored the bulk of his 16 and really got them out in front to a big lead at the break.
Ooh.
Conway into traffic, offensive foul. Might have gotten away with the carry before that, but Hall held his positioning.
How about Smith there? Ja'Cour Smith, right place at the right time. His team needs a big play. He's able to provide it.
I said Hall. It was Smith who drew the charge.
How about Cooper taking the mop to wipe down the floor?
We've seen that several times in this tournament.
Hall taking a turn.
And you can see the moisture visibly from our vantage point. Usually you can't quite tell exactly where it is, but after that spill, it was evident. 3 minutes, 12 seconds left to play. All even at 53. Double team. Bird frees himself to Ings. Up ahead, Smith. Lets Evans fly by. Smith off the mark from distance. Amoruso controls the rebound. Conway down low. Byers turnaround. Hook shot. Lefty finish. Nicely done.
Byers has been the go-to guy. Conway identifying that he's had an advantage in the post, able to capitalize with the sweet hook.
Dulaney up by 2 now, 55-53. And they force a turnover.
Oh no, Bird thought he had the advantage there. Crossover dribble, a little too strong, bounces out of bounds.
This was a 36-20 lead for Neumann-Goretti, a 16-point margin at the half.
Second game in a row, Neumann-Goretti's held a sizable lead and given it up in the second half.
Conway, long 2, draws contact, and he will head to the line.
Cooper bailed him out there. That was a tough shot for Conway. Didn't look like he had that release point exactly right. Now he's going to have an opportunity to get here at the line.
First free throw in and out. Dulaney led by 3. That was their largest of the game.
Conway, typically a reliable shooter. So you take a look at the replay, and he had to kind of hesitate there. Awkward release. I think he would have missed the shot anyway. Conway, a 78% free throw shooter, able to make the second of the 2.
That 3-point margin that they just equaled is their first 3-point lead since the early going. Conway, steal and score.
Big time steal and finish there. Conway alert on the defensive end. Stole that careless pass.
Smith stepped on the end line, another turnover.
Oh no, Neumann-Goretti falling apart here under the pressure. Credited the passing of Hall. A little too much power behind that, and Smith had to step out of bounds to try to corral it.
Chris Ings with 10 points in the game, but he has been rather quiet here down the stretch. Joseph, how can they calm down this offense and put him in control for the finish like he closed out the ball game yesterday?
It's tough. This Dulaney team has really done a nice job as we take a look here. Conway, the steal and the score. They have to... He's got to be the primary decision maker here. Maybe get him involved in some screen and roll, attacking the basket. But you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, from the free throw line, hasn't been as consistent as he typically is. It's an interesting dilemma here. You also mentioned Chris Evans defensively hasn't held up and hasn't been knocking down that perimeter shot. You like to have him on the court for the spacing that he provides, but defensively, if Dulaney is going to continue to attack him with their versatile guards that they have, it's tough to justify keeping him out there.
Thanks to our men and women in uniform, as you saw a couple of them standing by and watching this one a moment ago. Teams huddled up. Dulaney with a 5-point lead, their largest of the game. Had not led since early on in the first quarter. And while that pressure that they've employed all game long didn't create a lot of turnovers, it may have just done enough to wear down Neumann-Goretti. Dulaney to inbound, needing to go the length of the floor. Jacob Plunkett weighing in. He wants Conway to get the MVP honors, and Conway leading in the comeback. Certainly a deserving candidate. Amoruso the triple. Off front rim, rebound for Ings.
See Evans there reacting to the decision by Amoruso to take that shot. He felt that he could have run some more clock there.
Cooper missed it off the head fake drive.
Here you go, Conway slowing it down. Shea Evans will be the best basketball player of all time. Talented prospect indeed. In some colleges, is going to be lucky to get a really talented player.
Certainly a lot of talent in this one. Hakeem Bird getting a shout out. Evans another. A lot of quickness on display here. 5-point game, a minute 30 to go.
Evans, of course, so disruptive with his length, and Conway stepping up to the moment here in the second half.
Hall the outlet at midcourt. Drive and dish. Smith the triple. Off the mark. They've been unable to make that shot here in the second half, and it's helped in the Dulaney comeback.
That shot was there first half. They've been able to knock it down. Not there here in the second.
A near turnover. Loose on the floor. Conway to the rescue. To Evans. Evans spinning. Lost it. Goretti the steal.
How about the spirit of both of these teams diving on the floor for loose balls here, and here's Evans.
On the money.
Knocks down the three. Clutch shot there by Chris Evans. That's what he's there to do, able to come through in a big moment.
They put him back in. He connects on the triple, and it's a 2-point game once again. Timeout on the floor with 46 seconds to play. This one coming down to the wire.
Love the hustle by both teams diving on the floor. Ings, as well as we take a look here. And that's a big-time play.
Smith nearly stepped out. It was close.
Smith again, though, getting the bucket and able to turn it the other way. Bird again making plays with his speed, finding Chris Evans in the corner.
So often in football you hear announcers talk about when there's a loose ball, just fall on it. Don't try to scoop and score. And obviously it's a little bit different shape, less predictability in the hops. But I felt like that was a situation where Dulaney had the opportunity to just collect the ball, settle it, make sure they had possession, and instead tried to do a little bit too much.
It's all about contacts, understanding the game situation. Dulaney, they needed to run down some more clock. Corral it, and Neumann-Goretti on the other end, they're able to understand that, hey, we need to get a bucket. We need to turn this defense into offense, able to get the job done there.
So now the Saints showing pressure once again. Dulaney will inbound under their own basket.
And you see Neumann-Goretti going offense, defense there. Cooper in defensively, Evans in offensively.
Conway against the pressure. One-on-one with Cooper. Trap comes. Conway gets the base. No, he stepped out on the sideline.
Brilliant job defensively, forcing Conway, taking away the space, forcing him to step out, and big-time opportunity here for Neumann-Goretti.
Full court pressure once again from Dulaney. They get it to Ings. A chance to tie. A three-pointer would give them the lead. They had a 16-point advantage at the half. Evans. Back to Hall, left wing. 38 seconds to play. 14 on the shot clock. Bird throws it into traffic and turns it over.
A little too high on that one. No-look pass into Smith. A little too tough to handle in that situation. I'd rather see him just go to the basket, try to get to the line.
Timeout taken again, breaking the action. Coming up after the conclusion of this one, Lincoln Academy for the first time on our air in the Governor's Challenge. They've made the trip up from Georgia to take on Veritas Prep all the way out from Southern California, the first California team to make an appearance here at the Governor's Challenge.
Big-time showdown between two Mississippi State commits, Elias King, as you mentioned, Iverson Molinar. We've had a chance to see him the past 2 days. Tough game early against Central Point, but 26 points yesterday in the game against Legacy, a Veritas win. It's going to be really exciting to see those two athletes in particular square off.
Meanwhile, Elias King knocked down 24 in the game against Abraham Lincoln, a 63-56 win. He averages just over 21 points per game this season. So A really exciting showdown on the way between two future teammates in the SEC. Also coming your way tomorrow, we'll have Lincoln Academy once again, a rematch from last season, an overtime thriller on a buzzer beater with Brooklyn Collegiate. And we will also see Father Henry Carr all the way down from Toronto, Canada, facing off with St. Andrews from Rhode Island.
With Dulaney up to only 17 seconds on the game clock, want to get it to, have to think they're going to want to get it to a guy like Conway. Byers also in there. Byers an 85% three-point shooter, or free throw shooter rather, although it's only 6 for 7 from the line coming into the tournament.
Conway double teamed. Evans left open. They'll foul him.
That's the guy they want to get. Evans, as we've talked about, 39% from the line. 2 big-time free throws here. He can at least make one, force Goretti to shoot a 3. I think that would be a win here for Dulaney.
1 for 12 at the free throw line in this tournament for Shea Evans Jr. So talented in so many ways. But the free throw line has been his nemesis so far. Dulaney keeping everyone back off the line. Circles the rim and falls on the first.
Clutch shot from Evans.
Ten in the game now for Evans. This to put it up by 4. No good. 3-point game. 14 seconds left. Ings to Hall, back to Ings. Deep 3. Got it!
What a clutch shot there by Ings. Hall the patience to find him, and Ings knew that he wanted to take that shot.
2 seconds. Evan the heave. No good.
That looked like it had a chance as it left the hands of Evans. How about Ings drilling a big-time shot to tie this game up?
Overtime coming up when we return, tied at 59. 5 more minutes needed to decide this one. Don't go anywhere. You're watching NFHS Network Hoops live on Facebook Watch. Matched up this game.
It's interesting seeing Ings jumping center court here against Evans. An athletic guard, but Evans 6'5", 6'6".
Young not on the floor. Ings will be the one to jump. Tip controlled by Dulaney. They work from right to left. Conway watched by Ings. Amoruso looking to get it down low to Byers, and an off-ball foul called in the low block. Bonus situation that will result in free throws.
Elected to have Byers at the line here. As I mentioned, 85% entering the tournament, 6 for 7 shooting.
Front end. No good. Oh, it was 2. We were told it was a 1-and-1 situation, but Byers shooting 2 here. Second one up and good. Byers now with 19. He's carried them in the second half. He and Conway.
He's been so consistent. Byers has.
Hall the dish. Evans the triple. He's got it. Chris Evans with a couple of huge threes. One down the stretch and now one in overtime.
That shot generated by the playmaking ability of Jordan Hall, being able to put the ball on the deck, find his open teammate, keep his head up. Beautiful play.
Shea Evans into traffic, and he walked with it. Meanwhile, Chris Evans, the assassin for this team off the bench, the son of former Temple great Howie Evans, who led the nation in assists in the 87 and the 88 season. His son more of a shooter. He's open again, but Hall lost it. Pickpocketed from behind. Cornish up ahead. Lays it in.
How about Cornish? Double clutch layup there against the defender, able to finish.
62 all. Bird for Smith. Cut off baseline. Turns it over.
But Byers forcing Smith baseline. Smith had nowhere to go with the ball, leaving his feet before he had a chance to find a teammate.
I think we just had a buzzer beater on the other side of the court. Meanwhile, Byers unable to get it to go. Evans with the rebound. Central Point just hit a buzzer beater to force overtime. Does that sound familiar? It happened here just a moment ago.
Exciting basketball on both ends of the court.
Ings one more time. That time off the mark. 62 all. Ticking to 2 minutes to play in overtime. Conway crossing over against Ings, around a screen now.
It's been a terrific matchup all game.
Missed the bunny, and Hall with the rebound. Bounce pass to the cutting Smith, who lays it home.
What a decision there by Ings. And how about Smith? He's done it all, running the floor on that play, able to get the layup on the other end to put Neumann-Goretti up 2.
15 for Smith, and that's the second time he's been the beneficiary of a tremendous bounce pass from Ings. Jump shot off the mark this time from Cornish, and a foul called on the rebound.
Referee signaling 1-1, it looks like, on Byers. Big opportunity here for Neumann-Goretti.
Jordan Hall to the free throw line, where he's a 67% shooter on the season. Hall eyes it, flies it, got it. 3-point game.
Can make this one. That'd be huge for this Neumann-Goretti team. 2-possession game.
Smith, the only one in there on the line for Neumann-Goretti. Second free throw coming for Hall. Got them both. 2-possession game.
Cool as a cucumber is Hall on the line. And he's talking about it right now, guarding Shea Evans on the defensive end.
Think that conversation has something to do with free throws?
Just might there, Matt.
Cornish through traffic gets it to fall, and a timeout taken by Matt Lochte.
Cornish is really impressed here, being able to make plays in transition. He has such long arms. He's able to elevate, hang in the air, and finish. He's been a terrific contributor for this Dulaney team.
What a game it's been, and maybe we can get one more look at that three-pointer that forced the extra period. First, we'll look at the tough finish for Cornish in between the double team.
Beautiful hanging shot there by Cornish, and he's made plays this whole second half. Layups through traffic, and I think with that Ings three-point shot, he may have overheard us talking about Conway as the MVP of this game, had something to say about it.
.107 remaining in overtime. We might need even more to decide this matchup. It started out with a big Neumann-Goretti lead, as many as 15 at the half, 16 I should say at the break. And slowly but surely, Dulaney cut into it. Got up by 5 in the final couple of minutes.
You know what's funny is the shot, Ings hit that shot in a very similar place to the shot that Jalen Rucker attempted for Gilman against Neumann-Goretti the day before. And Neumann-Goretti, it seemed like they were in control of this game early, but past two times have let the opposing team back into it. But Ings is their closer. He's the guy who can make plays in big moments. They'll look to get him involved here as they try to preserve this lead.
Dulaney, as they've done all game, will apply the full court pressure. Ings and Bird tasked with breaking it. To Hall, back to Ings.
Good decision there by Smith, not taking that shot in the corner, moving it, running some more clock here.
Hall forced to handle away from the basket, turns it over. Put back good from Amoruso on the miss from Byers.
Big time play, Amoruso hustling on this pressure right here. Able to make the play on the putback.
Evans, corner triple. Around and out. Amoruso the rebound.
How about the activity of Amoruso on both ends of the court? He's been a big time factor for Dulaney.
And Dulaney asked for time. All tied up at 66 with 19 seconds left. Shot clock turned off. Actually, a 1 second differential. It's 20 now showing on the game clock, but effectively, Dulaney can hold for the final shot if Neumann-Goretti chooses to allow them to do so. One more look at the turnover from a moment ago, and big man who has shown the ability to hit outside shots, but has not looked comfortable handling it that far away from the rim.
Yeah, not at all. And Amoruso, credit him being able to pluck the ball away and then get the offensive putback to knot this game up. Now for Dulaney, you have to think that Byers and Conway are going to be involved, and I wonder if they put Shea Evans into the game knowing the fact that he struggled a bit from the line. If the ball ends up in his hands, does Neumann-Goretti try to automatically foul and get him to the line, intentionally foul rather?
Certainly have to consider that as an option.
Evans out there, Chris Evans that is, here defensively. Look to see if they try to attack him. Sophomore has been clutch though with his three-point shooting.
I do think Cameron Young fouled out. We talked about the discrepancy on the stat sheet, but we haven't seen him at the end of regulation or in overtime since that foul in which he untucked his uniform. That's a big loss.
Absolutely, a guy who is long, athletic, able to defend players on the perimeter and in the post. Certainly use him. They don't have him right now, and Conway here against Bird.
Back to the matchup zone. 9 seconds. Conway with it. Marked by Bird. Gets the screen and the switch. Conway the step back. Long two. In and out. Tip won't go. And the buzzer sounds before they can get the shot off from Byers. Double overtime.
Had the ball in the hand of their trigger man, Conway. Conway got a really nice look. Just bounced out a little bit. We're going to double overtime. What an exciting game.
And they got the switch they wanted with Evans forced to guard Conway on the perimeter. Interesting that he took this step back. We'll see it one more time instead of trying to drive to the rim.
See the hesitation move, able to create the space. Good job by Chris Evans being able to stay in front. Couldn't quite get the putback. Nice defensive stand there by Neumann-Goretti.
So welcome inside our broadcast booth now as we get set for double overtime in what has been an absolute thriller. Chris Ings with the step-back three-pointer from 27 or so feet away at the end of regulation to force extra time. Neumann-Goretti, for the second time in as many days, as we mentioned, has let that double-digit lead escape them. But they've hung tough after giving up the lead. So often when a team allows something like that to get away, it's almost like they fold. That has not been the case.
Absolutely not, and it's Chris Ings really has been the catalyst. I think this team takes the mentality of him. He's he's got high spirit, and they've got role players all around that complement him. But credit Ings, down three, able to take the shot and make the shot that sent this game into overtime. And Dulaney, for them to be able to fight back, led by Byers and Conway, really huge effort for them. Terrific game that we've seen thus far.
He's Yosef Nasser. I'm Matt President, Veritas Prep and Lincoln Academy to follow. Double overtime in this one between Dulaney and Neumann-Goretti. The Saints have made the trip down from Philadelphia. Dulaney from Timonium, Maryland, just outside of Baltimore. And we will tip it off for a third time here tonight. Ings to jump against Evans. Tip controlled in the front court by Bird. Neumann-Goretti in the white jerseys moving left to right.
Good job by Bird there, hustling to get the tip. Evans obviously won the jump ball, and Bird with his hustle.
Smith to the rim, lefty finish, and it's a 2-point lead for the Saints.
Beautiful finish there by Smith over the outstretched arms of Shea Evans Jr. It's a tough to shoot over that length, but Smith able to come up with a timely bucket.
Smith looking to draw the charge, no call as Cornish lays it in.
We've seen Cornish driving the basket this whole second half, able to finish high efficiency shots by Cornish.
Even at 68, Smith for three. Got it!
Big time play there by Ja'Cour Smith. He's their glue guy. He's made plays all night. Timely shot.
He only had 6 yesterday, 20 points today. Evans dumps it to Byers. Loose ball collected by Cornish. Back up top for Conley. 3 minutes to play in overtime. Shot clock down to 10 now. Cornish with it. They get the switch. Bird against Evans. 3 seconds to shoot. Cornish lets it fly. Drains the three.
What a play. Cornish attacking the basket. The first three-pointer we've seen from him. Shot clock running down, and Ings the other way.
Ings draws the foul on his way to the rim. 71 all. Chris Ings looking to break that tie at the free throw line.
Clutch plays on both ends of the court. Ja'Cour Smith with the corner three, and with the shot running down, Cornish able to hit the three with a man in his face. Exciting basketball we've seen thus far.
They're wiping up a spot on the floor on the near side. Opposite basket from where the free throws are set to take place. Meanwhile, Hall at the bench talking things over with Carl Arrogale.
Credit Hall for being able to find Smith. He's been in the center of their press break. He's such a reliable decision maker for him for the most part.
Ings bends and hits. Neumann-Goretti now back in front.
How about Ings pretending to high-five the space occupied by the two Dulaney players, right side of the paint there.
That was the Cornish three from a moment ago, which evened the score at 71. Wave it off. Violation at the free throw line as Smith stepped away.
Tough break there for Neumann-Goretti as Ings had knocked that shot down. Only a 1-point lead here. See what Dulaney does offensively.
Matchup zone. Cornish to Evans. He's hounded defensively. Deep three, Conway. That's no good. Rebound ripped down by Evans. And we were blocked by the official. I don't know if they called a travel or a foul. They called a travel. Evans came down with the ball. There was contact. He went to the floor.
And you wonder if that spot, we've talked about it throughout the course of this game, they've been really working on that spot to get it dry. It looked like he may have slipped after getting the rebound, landing a little bit awkwardly.
They inbounded to Amoruso up top.
By Amoruso stretching out to avoid a backcourt violation or another opportunity for Goretti the other way.
Evans with it. Bird on him defensively. Cornish thought about it. He hit one a moment ago. 15 to shoot now. Evans, a deep three, straight on, no good. Battle for the rebound, tipped up, no good by Byers. And with the rebound, the control is to Hall. Neumann-Goretti up one with the basketball. Ings down the lane, drive and dish. Smith the triple. That's too strong, and Evans has the rebound. Conway in the front court. 17 points in the game. Around a pair of screens. Kicks it back up top. Cornish. Marked by Ings. Forced to give up the dribble.
Ings is hounding him defensively.
His defense has been great all game long. Amoruso, hop step baseline. Blocked the shot. Second chance put in by Evans.
Nice block there by Chris Evans, but Shea Evans there for the timely putback to put Dulaney up one.
Smith to Hall. Reverse it, Evans. Three-pointer off the mark. Battle for the rebound, and Byers has it.
Nice look there.
Under a minute to play. Dulaney a 1-point lead with the basketball. Conway working the shot clock. It's at 12. 35 on the game clock. Evans, the triple, contested off back iron. Bird the rebound. Chris Evans steps into it. Off the mark on the three. And Shea Evans collects the rebound. Need the foul. Byers in the backcourt. Cornish with it. He'll get the foul drawn. 13 seconds left. Dulaney up by 1.
Cornish has been an absolute star this second half. He hit the clutch three, able to finish through contact. Got a chance here to seal this game potentially for Dulaney.
The most he can do is put them up by 3. And then the question, if he does so, is would you foul?
Oh, I think you absolutely have to. Make them make 2 free throws, take away some time.
Cornish, an 83% free throw shooter, missed the first and now will get iced. I don't know if that was the goal, but it is the result as Carl Arigel looks to set up the defense. So, Joseph, let's talk through the 2 results here. Make or miss. It's either a 1-point game or a 2-point game. Does anything change on the rebound or inbound if you're the Saints?
Well, now they don't have the option of fouling. Had they made 2 and been up 3, they would have been able to foul. Now you have to hope that Cornish is able to make this shot and I think basically don't allow a 3-point shot attempt to go for Neumann-Goretti. Got to chase them off of the 3-point line. Hope that your help can stay steady inside. I think that's got to be the way to go for Dulaney.
13 seconds is an eternity to be able to get a decent look at the other end.
You have to be prepared for Chris Ings to get the ball. You have to think he's going to want to take that last shot to win it for Neumann here. But a number of players have stepped up. Seen Ja'Cour Smith, of course, Chris Evans have made clutch plays, and Jordan Hall has been a big-time playmaker, finding the open guy time and time again.
Same 5 guys remain on the floor for Neumann-Goretti. Ings, Bird, Smith, Hall, and Evans. Again, Cameron Young had 16 before fouling out. Byers onto the floor along with Cornish, Amoruso, Evans, and Conway, the starting 5 for Dulaney. Double overtime. 13 seconds to play. Cornish with 1 more free throw. And the referee is asking the DJ to kill the tunes. Cornish didn't seem bothered. He didn't really seem to know what was going on. His second free throw on the way. He makes it. 2-point game. Dulaney now backs up. They pressured all game. Now they'll play straight up man. Bird driving to the rim. Scoops it. Draws the foul.
I like the idea of using Bird to get into the paint. He's got the explosive ability to get behind his defenders. Now it all depends on what happens here at the free throw line.
5 seconds remain, so either way, the Lions of Dulaney will get one last look. First free throw from Bird is good.
Clutch shot there on the front as we take another look. Bird using his speed, blown by Conway. Nice job being able to hang in the air and force the foul.
Tie game. 2 for 2 is Bird at the line. 5 seconds left. Full court pressure. Cornish with 3, 2. Cornish launches. No good. Triple overtime here in Salisbury.
He had a great look. Would have liked to see Neumann-Goretti rather contest him once he passed half court. He was able to step into a really nice shot and a really good look at the basket. We're going to triple overtime. Unbelievable.
What a game. I'm at a loss for words. It's come down to the buzzer in regulation and in each overtime period. This was the look from Cornish, a deep three.
And see here, no bodies for Neumann-Goretti. You can see the look and just bounced off the rim. Big time play by both teams here. You did not expect this to happen with Neumann-Goretti leading 16, triple overtime.
Along with Yosef Nasser, I'm Matt Present. Thanks so much for joining us. We're in a triple overtime thriller. Dulaney looking to stay unbeaten. They're 5-0 on the season. Neumann-Goretti has made the trip down from Philadelphia. The Saints are 5-1. The biggest turn of events, I think, Yosef, in this game was the fact that Cameron Young fouled out. He had 16 points. The Saints played just 5 players exclusively since that, with Evans, the 6th man, coming off the bench. Meanwhile, Matt Lochte has subbed in 3 guys throughout this game, but only for a moment or two at a time. It's basically been a 5-on-5 showdown for the last 10 to 15 minutes.
These kids have to be exhausted playing basketball all weekend long. Both teams have pretty short rotations. Got to think these guys are gassed, but got to put together 5 minutes of basketball on both sides. One of these teams to get the victory here.
Dulaney has the ball first. Cornish into the corner. Entry pass. Byers left it short. Gets his own miss. And unable to get it to go on the putback, but does draw the foul.
Good activity by Byers on the offensive glass. Misses the first shot, able to stick with it. Eventually will his way to the foul line. He's been terrific all game.
Byers with 19 points, looking to add on to that mark. No good on the first. Conway with 19, Byers with 19, Evans with 15, and Cornish with 13 to lead the way for Dulaney. Jakor Smith has 20. Cam Young had 16 before fouling out. And Chris Ings with 15.
Chris Ings playing 40 minutes in this game.
Two missed free throws.
Looks no worse for the wear here, and that's a tough break for Dulaney.
The weave on the perimeter. Smith down the lane. Into traffic, draws contact, and the call.
Smith has been so reliable on both ends for this Neumann-Goretti team. As you mentioned, the leading scorer in the game, 20 points.
Smith at the line.
A bit of housekeeping. It looks like Cameron Young got 2 technical fouls, which is why he hasn't appeared here in this second half, really.
So that was the whole sequence where we saw the 4 free throws in a row from Amoruso.
Must have been something that he said, or maybe action he did. Neumann-Goretti certainly missing him, but battling in this one.
2-point lead now for the Saints. A pair of free throws from Smith gives him 22 in the game.
Smith has been so reliable.
More zone from the Saints. That was another tactical change that I think has really paid dividends down the stretch. Ten seconds to shoot. Cornish drives and dishes. Conway steps in, alters his shot into a pass, and now Evans misses from the free throw line.
How about Chris Evans reaching out to contest that shot?
Evans put the ball on Smith tried to dribble out of pressure and dribbled it off someone's foot. And a tie-up. There's confusion with the possession arrow. It should go to Neumann-Goretti, as it was Dulaney winning the tip.
Fortuitous break there for Neumann-Goretti. Jakor Smith tried to corral the ball, falling out of bounds, tipped it to a teammate. Possession arrow favors Neumann-Goretti on this one.
Free throws the rest of the way. Both teams are into the double bonus. Jalen Amoruso checks in. And Shea Evans Jr. to the bench. Little offense-defense here for Matt Lochte. Ings nearly a backcourt violation. Not sure he had established. Hop step down the lane, all the way to the rack, gets the roll.
Chris Ings putting his head down and getting to the bucket. Big time play puts Neumann-Goretti up 4.
They led by as many as 15. They trailed by as many as 5. Now a 4-point cushion in double overtime. Conway hesitates, cut off baseline. Extra pass, Amoruso. Cornish off the mark badly. Offensive rebound. Conway the triple. Off the side of the backboard, but cleaned up and put in. Great finish by Ike Cornish.
How about Cornish? Missed the shot from the perimeter, but hustling, getting under the rim and able to get the putback. Cut the lead to 2.
Hall cross-court pass. Evans turned down the 3, and referee calls time. Shot clock never started. I'm a bit surprised Evans didn't take that shot.
With Neumann-Goretti up 2, I have to think that wanted to run a little bit more clock, try to get a high percentage look. Obviously, Evans came in the tournament shooting 62% from 3, but no need to force the issue here.
Shea Evans Jr. back on the floor. Sideline inbound coming for the Saints. Bird with it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bird now with 5 to shoot. Ings with it. I don't know if he sees the timer. 1 second. Deep 3. Money!
Unbelievable.
Chris Ings again.
Unbelievable shot from Ings. The exact same shot, exact same area of the floor where he hit the shot to send this game to overtime. He wants this game to end now.
81-76. 5-point lead for the Saints. Lions need an answer. Conway to Evans. Double team comes. Back to Cornish. Conway, the answer. No good off front rim. And Smith wise to hold. Evans will wait for the double team. No foul yet. And they get it across with Hall, who's trapped in the corner. And timeout taken by Carl Arigale, trying to prevent a turnover with Hall trapped right at the sideline on the near side. So, Joseph, let's talk some strategy once again. It's a 5-point Neumann-Goretti lead. 1 minute, 2 seconds left in a triple overtime. One more look at that. Chris Ings 3. He hit a shot, as you mentioned, from the same spot to force overtime. This just as big 3 periods later.
Absolutely. Chris Ings, clock running down, able to step into his shot, and he is absolutely exuberant. In terms of strategy, Conway has 4 3-pointers on the afternoon, really stepping up in the second half, but they don't have to force a 3. I think with a minute plus to go, they can afford to get the best possible look, ideally as quickly as possible, and then play defense the other end. Only a 2-possession game. Just try to get the best look you can here for Dulaney.
Shea Evans with 4 fouls. Ryan Conway with 3. Everyone else in pretty decent shape for Dulaney for a triple overtime game. Meanwhile, Neumann-Goretti has several players with 4 fouls. Of course, Cameron Young has fouled out with the 2 technicals. Chris Evans has 4. Chris Ings has 4. Hakeem Bird has 4. So they're fortunate to be up by 4. Or 5, I should say. With a minute and 2 to play.
Neumann-Goretti might not have enough bodies in the regular rotation if this game were to go another overtime. Perhaps a reason for Dulaney to try and attack the basket, get one of those players to pick up their 5th foul.
Saints will inbound to Smith in the backcourt. And out to Ings. He'll take his time crossing the timeline. 11 on the shot clock. Bird now with it. Bird so quick. Crossover dribble. Down the lane. Dish to the wing. Hall for 3. That's off the front rim. And now Dulaney looking to run. In transition up ahead. Evans with it. Evans puts his head down and called for the offensive foul.
Shea Evans used that right arm as he tried to get to the bucket there. Extended that right arm. Called for the offensive foul there. I don't think he needed to do that. They could have moved the ball around the court a bit more.
And I believe that's 5 on Evans.
Tough break as Evans is their most versatile defender here. Although this may be a game of fouling. Dulaney's going to have to foul at some point. I don't even know who you target on Neumann-Goretti. All 5 of these players are fairly reliable foul shooters. I believe Hall is the lowest percentage-wise.
Jalen Amoruso in to replace Evans after fouling out. He'll have to watch the rest of this one from the bench. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of Latrell Harper in this one for the Lions. He has shown his quickness when he's been in there. They get it to Evans in the corner, pivoting. They don't foul. To Hall. Now up to Smith. Took 2 steps. No call. He lays it in.
It looked like he got away with a lucky break there. They have traveled on that one, but this puts Newman up 7, and they're going to have to get something going. Dulaney will.
Amoruso on the putback. That's no good. Third effort gets it to fall. And now a timeout called by Dulaney. Ja'Cour Smith has been so good in this one. 24 points in the game.
So consistent, and we've outlined a few times his ability running the floor, really creating easy buckets, easy opportunities, able to capitalize there. Great execution for Dulaney. You have no opportunity. You don't have the luxury to get picky. You have to foul whoever catches the ball here on the inbounds pass and hope for missed free throws.
Presumably they'll go for the steal first, and here's the no call on the travel. May have been 3 steps, but when you're 50 feet beyond any defender, you're probably going to get the benefit of the doubt in that situation. (83-78). Neumann-Goretti leading Dulaney. Day 3 of the Governor's Challenge, and this matchup has certainly lived up to its billing.
Both teams putting on a terrific show. Players stepping up in big-time moments. Headlined by Chris Ings and Ja'Cour Smith.
Neumann-Goretti with the lead and the basketball. They inbound to Smith, and he draws the foul. Amoruso got him. 2 shots at the other end.
I believe Ja'Cour Smith yet to miss from the foul line. It's not who you want to send the foul line if you're Dulaney, but really no choice.
Set to tip off about 24 minutes ago. Veritas Prep in Lincoln coming up whenever this game wraps up. But it has been a thriller. Chris Ings sending it to overtime with a deep 3. He hit another 27-footer or so to help widen the lead in triple overtime. 10 seconds to play.
Smith missed both free throws.
Amoruso around and out. Ings controls and will hold. Neumann-Goretti hangs on in triple overtime, 83-78, and hands the Dulaney Lions their first loss of the season.
Number of big-time performers here for Neumann-Goretti. Chris Ings, terrific in the clutch. Ja'Cour Smith as well, making big-time plays all throughout this game. Jordan Hall with his playmaking ability, getting in the passing lanes, forcing steals. A real team effort here for Neumann-Goretti.
This was a fun one. 83-78 the final. Another big game coming up next. Veritas Prep at 13-2 taking on Lincoln Academy. They're 12-3. Stay with us. Tip-off coming up in about 15 minutes, maybe even a little bit less, right back here on the NFHS Network Hoops Live on Facebook Watch.